On June 12th, Reebok released the Nano 9. Today we're going to take a look at the design specifications, see what's good, see what's bad, and see what we'd like to change. Hey guys, welcome to And That's the Bottom Line, your shoe review site. Today, as we mentioned, we'll be talking about the Reebok 9 first impressions. We'll have an actual performance review later in about 2 to 3 weeks once I've given them a go with various workouts. But today we're just going to talk about the looks and what Reebok is telling us to expect. So from a looks perspective, I really like this shoe. I think it's simple. I think it's plain. The colorway I chose was the black, gray, and white. I think it's very, very modest. I really like the vector is back. That's going to be on the side of the shoe, replacing the delta. I really like the simplicity of the colors, black, gray, and white, but I also like the intricacies of the actual flex weave, which we'll talk a little bit about in a minute. I also like how it's a low-cut shoe. I like the drop of the shoe, so it's giving me a lot more stability, especially making contact with the ground. Guys, the next part we're going to take a look at is that flex weave that Reebok is talking about. Reebok is letting us know that they've redesigned the flex weave to be a little bit more flexible. So if you notice there on the top of the shoe, it is kind of like in a figure-8 pattern, whereas the first flex weave model, which came out on the first run of the 8s, was a little stiff. They enhanced it kind of with a reboot of a Flex Weave 8 and Flex Weave Speed TRs, giving us a little bit more flexibility. But these promise and they're boasting as to be the most flexible shoe to date for the Nano series. Here are some more shots giving you kind of an overhead view. Lacing system looks pretty consistent with what the 6s look like. They look a little bit more thicker, and they feel a lot softer than the 7s, obviously, and the 8s. If you notice in the front, there's that nice extra rubber in the right inside corner for those that tend to use these for rope climbs and or anything where their feet may be dragging onto the mat. And if you notice also, the Reebok and CrossFit logo is there on the tongue. The back of the shoe I really like. I like there's 3 branding opportunities there. You'll see the CrossFit running north to south. I'll show you another angle showing you the Reebok and CrossFit along with the FlexWeave technology indicator. And then on the other side where it's actually the brand or the model of the shoe, the Nano. Once again, guys, nothing crazy here. It's 3 small little details that I like, and it's a nice, good sole with a nice white, which I'm a little concerned it may get dirty, but at the end of the day, they're going to be used to workout, so I guess that's the purpose. Here's the box that they came in. Nothing simple. I mean, nothing complex, nothing crazy. I just got my Metcons, my Matt Fraser Metcons, and they came in a really cool box. This doesn't lose any points for me just because this box is going to get tossed anyway, but it's staying consistent with what we've seen over the last few years. In talking a little bit about what Reebok's telling us to expect from this shoe, they've put a lot of emphasis on improving the ability to feel more comfortable in runs, making this a little bit more of a running shoe. And the way they're doing that is added comfort in the front, and then also splitting up the sole itself to give you a little bit more of a natural pronation for those folks that tend to drag their feet as they run. What I'm showing you here, guys, is the intricacies of the flex weave pattern. It is a figure 8. I know it's kind of hard to tell there. This does not do the justice of the flexibility from the front of the shoe. This is the rear of the shoe, so it is going to give you a little bit more heel support. So this portion of the shoe is obviously going to be more stable and more sturdy. Really like the way it hugged my Achilles and the back of my ankle. As I talked about earlier, here's the left side of the shoe, or the inside of the shoe. It's branding there with your Nano, and if you notice in the upper portion of the shoe, there's that booty system, which I really enjoyed last year, keeping the ankles nice and soft. Wearing low socks was not an issue. It really provided a lot of extra padding. There's the opposite side of the shoe, and if you notice in the upper right-hand corner, there's that booty system I was just talking about. But you also see where they're branding the Reebok with the Delta and the FlexWeave technology marker. Here's the top of the shoe. I really liked the tongue from the 6s. Very soft, very padded. I didn't really dig into my ankles much. I like to wear ankle socks, so that's pretty big for me. Really liked how that fit, and I really like the way this one fits as well. It really wraps around the top of my ankle, making it a real smooth ride no matter what I was doing. All right, guys, and wrapping up this first impressions video, just want to reiterate, I really like the way this shoe looks. I think the versatility of being able to wear it in the gym and outside the gym is there. The colorways are going to come in a nice blue, a red, white, and blue, and a gray. Women's colors are going to be a little bit different, so I encourage you to take a look at the Reebok.com website. The price for these particular shoes are going to be $130 USD. And if you're going to be sizing these shoes, I would say true to size. I have had some feedback from some clients that mentioned that the toe box is a little bit wider. I didn't experience that, but then again, it could have been the socks I was wearing as well. Stay tuned for the performance review in which I'll put the shoe itself through a variety of workouts over 2 to 3 weeks to give you my feedback on what I think it excels at and where I think it needs to improve. Until then, guys, take care and I'll talk to you soon.